Go ahead and pull it up on the old YouTube. I am Gerard Michaels. This is a happy Monday from Florida. I had an incredible day yesterday. With me in the booth is Skylar Kelly. How you doing today, Skylar? As you folks know, go ahead, Skylar.
What's up? Doing well yourself?
Doing well, buddy. As you guys know, Skylar Kelly is a dude with two hot chicks' names, and he is our producer extraordinaire. So if there is a problem with the audio or the visual or anything going wrong, I beg you, bully him in the comments. Please bully him so we can get better. I need to give a massive, massive, massive shout out to Will and Kevin and Frank at Locked and Load Miami yesterday. I had the best time shooting. I got a sniper right through the middle, 2 challenge coins. Christian Gray, who's a bronze medal winner, Green Beret medic, just a really just absolutely incredible guy. He's been on our show before. He'll be on our show again. Was able to hook us up with the Locked and Loaded Miami crew. We shot fully automatics, 50 calibers, just the best time. And we got Will was able to give us a history lesson on where each firearm came from, what the intended usage of it was for, and the pros and cons in different battle conditions for each of them. We shot 100-year-old guns. We shot guns that are still basically prototype, that haven't been released to the public, what they call future tech. I can't tell you how much fun it was. And if you get a chance to check out Locked and Loaded Miami, you can't spend a better day in Miami. Believe it or not. You go there, bring your wife, you can bring your kids. There's a museum. They had a vampire hunting kit, a legitimate from the 18th century vampire hunting kit with silver bullets, prayers, spells, to kill the vampire and the werewolf, in your life. Somebody definitely thought they were real. Went to a lot of lengths to protect themselves from the vampires and the werewolves. It Locked and Loaded Miami. Thank you, Christian. And Will, you were fantastic. Thank you, guys. That was great. And, it made me think, as these guys there, they're all just great guys. And they all served. Everybody there is pretty much everybody I've met there is not just an ex-service member, but a decorated ex-service member. And, you're talking with them, and they know my podcast, and they know my feelings on things, and how I'm very pro-soldier but very anti-government. And their sense of duty is very, very inspiring. So much so that I was watching the protests that happened in D.C., where they defaced all of our monuments, where they spray painted and graffitied the most ratchet commie bullshit on, they desecrated our American history. And then the commies again, actual communists, marching in Philadelphia, waving Soviet flags, the hammer and the sickle, a symbol responsible for over 100 million people genocided. And on a certain level, I said, within 4 days, you had the French Olympics lampooning the Last Supper with drag queens and troons. Nobody said anything in the West. The Western man says nothing. The Western woman the liberal white woman accuses anybody who finds issue with that to be sensitive. Gaslights them to death, as if for even a second they would even think about doing that to Muhammad. Jesu, Charlie? Ask Charlie Hebdo how that goes. So much so that the Iranians have to call in the French ambassador because Jesus is a prophet in the Islamic religion. So they're asking for accountability. But the Western man does nothing. Lets his Muslim brother fight his battles for him. And then communists walk through our streets, unashamed and unafraid. They've always been communists. You have to understand that. I hope by now it's plainly obvious, as everything Kamala Harris, Cammie, as everything that she's said publicly over the last, 10, 15 years of her astronomic rise to political fame, as the furthest left voting senator in American history, again, not hyperbole, further left than Bernie Sanders. She is a communist. She believes, and has expressed this belief, that she believes in equal outcomes. No matter how much you have to take away from somebody to give some to somebody who had less. Effort, hard work, intellect, sacrifice, all those things are just white supremacy. No. Take from you. Give to the people who vote for me. I mean, give to everybody. Maduro in Venezuela cheats yet another election. Hundreds of thousands of people take to the streets, sick and tired of communism, sick and tired of having to sell their daughters, of having to eat their pets. Not hyperbole. But that's not real communism. Real communism's never been tried. And now the progressives or the democratic socialists or the justice Democrats or the social justice caucus, they have peeled back the veil, and it is all what it has always been. Communism. Greta Thunberg, how dare you, admits that the only way to save the environment is to exterminate capitalism. It's all communism, guys. Everything for the last at least 12 years, if not 16 years, has been the slow yet unimpeded march of communism. It has been a communist takeover. NGOs, unelected, highly effective, career bureaucrats with massive amounts of money behind them have done everything they possibly can to identify and infiltrate the soft spots in Western-style market economy. They know that their ideas are massively unpopular. So they find ways to limit what they now call populism, which used to just be called democracy. But now democracy means their power. When they are defending democracy, they are defending their power from the will of the people. Wrap your mind around that. They have to defend democracy from the will of the people. Just do those mental gymnastics. That should be one of the games of the Summer Olympics. We'd get gold for sure. I don't know, maybe China would beat us in the gaslighting Olympics. But we have to, identify what it is. It's communism, 100%. And communism is the most destructive, toxic cancer that the body politic can be infected by. It's worse than racism. It's worse than sexism. Although it's rooted in those same things. It's tribalism. It's a cult, for sure. But the communist believes, above all else, that they are right and that they are just. And therefore, anything that they do, any means to the end is justified. It doesn't matter how many people they have to kill. It doesn't matter how much they have to destroy to get to their utopian end. Doesn't matter how many lies they have to tell. And that is what they truly are. These people are liars. Kamala Harris was never the border czar. Border czar. I don't know what's going on with my tongue today. Maybe I had the automatic weapons just they got me all swollen. Kamala Harris was never the border czar. You type in Kamala Harris articles come up. You type in Donald Trump, Kamala Harris articles come up. The photo of Trump bleeding with his fist in the air, flagged by Facebook as fake misinformation. This is 2 weeks ago. Don't believe your lying eyes. There is nothing, there is no depth too low the communist will not go. They will tear down your statues and tell you that your heroes are truly evil. They will tell people that they are victims. They will manipulate. They will cajole. They will create an environment where there are angels and demons, and I will let you decide who's always on the good side. Who's always the angel. All of the years of Black History Month. Do you know how many people know who Thomas Sowell is? Everybody knows Baldwin. Everybody knows Maya Angelou. Nelson Mandela. Commie. How many people have read Frederick Douglass? They don't like that. The original slave owners don't like when people leave the plantation. Just look at how they're handling Sway Lee right now. They don't like that. They don't like when their voting blocks decide that they're individual human beings with their own thoughts, their own interpretations, their own lived experiences. No. This is your skin color. This is your genitals. This is who you vote for. These are the good guys. These are the bad guys. These are the angels. These are the demons. How dare you side with the demons, the devils? So I have decided, and I am calling on all of you to join me. We are always talking about, and it's in my comments all the time, and don't think I don't see them and don't think I don't feel them. I feel it every time you say it. I feel it to the depth of my soul because I agree with you. When are we going to stop talking? What are we going to start doing? What? They're organized. They are powerful. Yes, they are. So after speaking with the guys at Locked and Loaded and feeling inspired by just what great men they are, I've been watching the videos that the Drinking Bros have put out. Dan Holloway, Ross Patterson, just great dudes. Saw them on Normal World with Dave Landau. Great show, great people. Making great points. It's obvious this is a communist coup, guys. It is a global communist coup. And somebody has to do something. But nobody knows what to do. We're disorganized. So I am telling you right now, and I need your help. The next time there is a massive protest scheduled, I will be there. I will be there smiling, not agitating, telling jokes and using sarcasm, holding signs that say, I like America. I don't think capitalism's so bad. And if people try to burn the flag, I will do everything I can to not let them. If people try to rip down the statues, I will do everything in my power to not let it happen. I would like for you to join me. We have many great men listening to this. We have working class people listening to us. I know who my audience is, and I love you. Strong men, athletes, MMA fighters, ex-military, current military, police, ex-police. I want all of you listening to this to hear me, and I need your help, and I want your support. I don't want your money. That'll come later. When I want to do my movie, I'm going to want your money. But what I want right now is for 10 great men to join me. 10 great men. The next time these commie mongrels decide that they run the place, we mostly politely remind them that they don't. We show them that we care as much about preserving our history and our culture as they care about destroying it. We show them that we are willing to stand for the voiceless with as much fervor as they are willing to bully and manipulate the voiceless. I think about Andrew Cuomo. He let the cat out of the bag in a recent interview. Let the cat out of the bag. And he said, these mandates were never legal. All I can do is say, don't stand 6 feet apart, wear a mask. But if anybody decided not to do it, there's nothing I could do about it. I couldn't enforce those. Was that right, Andrew? Really? The bully pulpit, huh? Interesting. So you just lied and manipulated everybody to do what you were told to do. Well, what if we didn't let these people do it, guys? What if we didn't let these people march up to our Washington Monument and deface it and destroy it with communist slogans? What if 10 of us said, not a good idea? What if we did that? Nam says I'm in. Put it in the text thread, Nam. Put it in the chat. Thanks for watching.
We have Tony Smith saying my anthem is Am I the Only One? I play it loud and proud. And Brett Patterson just said, brought to you by PBD.
What's up, Brett Patterson? How you doing, brother? Yeah, listen. I have no, this isn't grandstanding. I'm not asking for donations. I'm not, nothing. All I want is to just show folks that we don't have to sit here and take it, that we don't have to sit quietly on the sidelines while this communist coup infiltrates us. These people are getting paid to be there. My MMA friends, all of my MMA friends, you think these guys for $15 an hour want to get into a scuffle with you over some graffiti? All my ex-military friends, do you think these college commies are going to want to throw a brick at you, knowing what you could possibly projectile back? Now, we will be branded, no doubt in my mind, we will be branded as white supremacists. We will be branded as neo-Nazis and extremists. I would hope some of my friends that are non-white and non-straight that believe in what I believe, because I know you do, because you DM me. I'm not going to out you. I appreciate the delicate situation that you're in. You're surrounded. You're surrounded by people who would probably ostracize you if they knew how you really felt, which says more about them than it does about you. I just got a DM this morning from a woman, New York City comic. She was saying, well, why don't I just read it? New York City comic telling me, let's see here. Oh, I got to put my glasses on or something like this. Good friend of mine for a very long time. Bro, she says, bro, I need you to give me some inspiration. It's so crazy how many people treat each other right now because of politics. If I don't agree with them, they think I'm effing nuts, especially the comics. I really appreciate everything you're doing, my friend. I feel like I'm going through a weird growth period, and a lot of comics have just stopped talking to me because I'm not on their team anymore, quote unquote. It's so weird. Anyways, I've been watching you, and I'm proud of you. I'm not going to go further. Great friend, awesome person, very funny comic. But you see, it's never about individual. The individual is the enemy. You have to get on the team. Either get on the team. They say it all the time. You are either with us or you are against us. Well, I'm against you. I've been against you. Look at me, I am the enemy. And what does the enemy want? To leave you alone. I want freedom and prosperity for my people. I want the people that are working to be able to take the money that they earn with the hours of their lives and use it to feed and grow their families and prosper. I don't want their money to go to Kamala Harris so she can redistribute it to who she sees fit. I don't want the money to go to Ukraine, Israel, or Palestine. I don't want to live in a world where the courts are weaponized, where I wake up to a headline that Joe Biden, co-sponsored by Kamala Harris, is engaging in Supreme Court reform. Okay, the people that just engaged in 4 years of lawfare, that brought up 90 charges against Trump, not just him. Look up the charges in Arizona. Look up the charges in Georgia. They went after every single Republican. They even went after libertarians who dared question the election. There are states that have passed laws, or at least, I don't want to get this wrong, at least have passed, somehow this would be even worse, executive orders by their governor that it is illegal to question the results of an election. Illegal to question the results of an election. Nothing fishy about that. Nothing sus, as the kids would say. This is the results, and it's illegal for you to question it. Okay, then. That's definitely something the good guys would do. Nope. I can't sit on the sidelines anymore. And I say this knowing we had Scott Fairlamb on our show. 3 years in jail for going to his own capital on January 6th. I say this knowing that we would have to fight that battle for defending our flag, for defending our monuments, for defending our history and our culture and our future, because it's corrupt to its core. And I am saying defending. I'm not saying that we go there, we start busting skulls. I'm not saying that we go there and we incite riots. I say we go there and say no. Enough. No. You don't get to tear down this statue today. No. And we show the other people watching on the sidelines it can be done. You have to want to save this country as badly as they want to destroy it. This is a war of wills. You have to want to stop them from stealing this election as badly as they want to steal it. You have to be working as hard to fight the corruption as they are in being corrupt. And you're way outmanned, and you're way outgunned. They have way more resources. They're getting global money. They are trying to destroy America. That is their stated goal. And they are so close. Klaus Schwab is so close. They're so good at rigging elections. Look at what they did in Venezuela. Look at what they did in Brazil. Look at what they did in Mexico. Look at what they did in France. It takes just a day of reading and just a little bit of logic to be like, man, the same thing's happening in different countries across the globe. That's wild. They're very good at this. They're very well funded. But they depend on you feeling like you can't do anything to stop it. They depend on your apathy. They depend on you believing they are too powerful to stop without ever once getting off your couch to see if they are. I want to see it. I want to see it live and in person. I want to see what happens. I want to test myself. They go to burn a flag. Can I force my way through? And now you're going to say the libertarian, it's legal to burn a flag. Sure is. Sure is. Absolutely. I just don't want them to do it. So I'm going to see if I can stop them. Or should I be petty? Should I go into the middle of that circle and burn a pride flag? I don't know if that's legal. That might be a hate crime. Why? Turnabout's not fair play? I can't sit on the sidelines anymore, but I also know I can't do it alone. I need you guys. I need you to tell me when these protests are. How do these hundreds of thousands of people know when to show up at the same time? How do we get on the payroll? How do we infiltrate? Woo, now we're talking. How do we infiltrate? How do we get it from the inside? Paint our hair blue, get a couple of rainbow tattoos, get on the payroll. Imagine if they paid us to go in there and stop their protests. That's the real move. How do we do that? I think it would be probably difficult for me, although Matt Walsh just somehow was able to fool every woman in academia in his new movie, but just by putting on a man bun, which is hilarious. I didn't have the Christian fascist Matt Walsh being the Borat on my 2024 bingo board. And I also know if we ever do stop the communists, the Christian right-wing extremists will be the next problem that we have to deal with. But one problem at a time. One problem at a time. Right now, they don't have any power. But they'll be a problem, no doubt about it. We have to want to save this country as bad as they want to destroy it. That is my message for you today. And I don't know what else you need to see. I don't know what else you need to see. The Cultural Revolution, the destruction of the four olds, they've destroyed, they've mocked Christianity in ways that are, and I have my problems with religion. You guys saw the Ruslan episode. I'm not sitting here, not to use a derogatory term, Bible thumper, but I'm not. You know the respect I have for religion. You know the respect I have for Christians. Respect I have for Jews, Muslims, people, anybody that takes their religion seriously, that it's not just culture that's been passed down, that has thought about this, that is just, that's a very powerful thing. And make no mistake about it, communism is a religion. But it's a religion. Have you guys ever wondered, by the way, if communism is so noble, if communism is so just, why does it need a rebranding like every 36 months? It's not communism, it's democratic socialism. It's not communism, it's social justice. It's not communism, it's progressivism. Communism, guys. It's just communism. There's a lot of comments, Skylar. Let's get to them.
All right. Brett says, it's not a sacrifice if there's nothing to lose. He also goes on to say it's not legal to burn the pride flag, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's legal to burn the American flag, protected under the First Amendment rights. Awesome. I still don't want him to do it, so I want to see if I can stop him.
Right. And our testosterone is too high to let us in, is what he's saying.
Is that what they do? They check your T levels before allowing you to march? That makes me feel like I definitely only need 10 guys and we can save every monument in the city. Mm-hmm. If their T levels are that low, we can save every monument in the city. I just want 10 men. 10 men. 10 women to infiltrate these protests. Now we're counter T-ing over here. We can't use the word, but now we're counter T-ing. These domestic terrorists, we infiltrate them. Let's get in. Let's see what they have to say. Let's see what their tactics are. Let's see what they're planning. And let's see if maybe we can throw a couple roadblocks up. We have to want to save this country as bad as they want to destroy it. And you have to come to that understanding and that belief. You have to know it to be true. They want to destroy this country. They want it over. They believe we have original sin. And they can't get past the original sin of slavery. There is no logical argument you can make. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing. You can't say that there's been slavery the entire existence of humanity. They don't care. You can't say that Africans sold Africans. They don't care. You can't say that we fought a war to stop it, to end it. And that should have absolved us of that original sin. Baptized in blood. This country was born again in blood. Nope, they don't want to hear it. I like America. I've traveled America. I've been to 44 states. Since I was 17 years old, I've been traveling this country coast to coast, north to south. Haven't been to Hawaii. Haven't been to Alaska. Have not been to Montana. And have not been to Arkansas, oddly enough. Haven't been to Washington. And I have not been to, what's the other one?
North Dakota?
No, I've been there. Haven't been to Oregon. Haven't done the Pacific Northwest yet.
So Brett says they make sure you don't have a chin. And the people with the chin are the glowies.
The glowies? I don't know what that means.
Me neither. It's probably just a subculture term or something.
Maybe. I was out in Miami last night. There's troons everywhere. Look, adults should be allowed to do whatever they want. I'm not anti-troon. I'm not anti-drag. I find it hilarious. I find it professional wrestling for rich white women. It's just these oiled up, muscly bodies doing these crazy athletic things. There's feathers. There's face paint. There's pageantry. There's gold belts. It's pro wrestling for white women. That's all this is.
It's like pillow fighting compared to UFC, right?
Yeah, it's like instead of professional wrestling, they're like professional twerking. But all of the lead up, all of the pageantry of these drag shows is exactly the same as professional wrestling. It's the same. I'm watching it yesterday. We were at Gramps waiting for Nancy, and I'm watching it, and there was a drag show, and and I'm like, this is pro wrestling. The outfits, the persona, the personas, the stage names, the face makeup, the pageantry, the boas. I was like, this is WWF 1980. That's no wonder they like it. Good for them. Just keep it away from the kids. I don't think anybody has any problem with it. Just keep it away from the kids. My God. But to say it's not fashion, and to think like they're not making it fashionable, insane. Nuts. These people are treated by the leftist losers like, oh my God, you're so brave. Oh my God, I love you. It was like watching the Beatles. I was like, it's just a dude. It's a pro wrestler, man. Yeah, but so funny that the women that go nuts for the drag shows would look at the redneck who loves pro wrestling like, look at this redneck moron. Look at this disgusting white trash. Baby, you like the same exact thing. You just like when they twerk instead of body slam. It's the same thing. Well, go ahead. What are the other comments?
It was kind of like a counterculture move, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
Luke, Brett goes on to say FBI. I don't know why, but Luke himself says YouTube waited over 30 minutes to let us know this was on.
Nice.
Not sure if it's shadow ban related.
Oh,
but
yeah. We're so deep in the shadow ban. Dude, I've been at 98,000 followers on Instagram for 2 months. I've been at 32,000 subs on YouTube. We've been going live 3 times a week for a month. I've been at 32,000 subs on YouTube since we started. I've been at 140,000 followers on TikTok for a year. I've gone down in that time. I've gone down from 125,000 followers on Facebook to 112. And I'm stuck at 5,000 Twitter. It could all be real. Maybe I've maxed out. Maybe you goons are the only fans that I have. Everybody else hates me. But the numbers were trending up for a very, very long time. And then, so, yeah, I think I'm on the naughty lists. Multiple, plural. But you guys can change that by liking, subscribing, hitting the bells, and sharing my stuff, guys. It makes all the difference in the world. Cut this stuff up. Post it. Take it. I don't care. Use it. Share it. Go for it. I hope you make a ton of money off of it. I hope you get a ton of views. Just tag me in it. Put it in Reddit. Help spread the word. This isn't for me. This is for us. I need help. I take whatever little platform I have. I have taken my comedy career. I have taken my comedy career. I have taken my contacts in New York. I have taken my contacts in the industry that it took me a decade to build, and I have destroyed them. I will never, ever, ever get a gig in traditional industry. Anything I do, I will have to do myself with your help going forward. I have made that decision. I could have shut up about this. But what good is it to have a career in a communist nation? My grandfather fought on Iwo Jima. My other grandfather fought in Korea. My uncles fought in Vietnam. And I'm supposed to sit here and be like, well, if I just stay quiet, they'll let me be a comedian under the communist regime. I'm afraid of cancel culture. My grandfather fought on Iwo fucking Jima, and I'm afraid of cancel culture? No. They can have their clout, they can have their millions of followers, and they can have their TV, and they can shove it up their ass. I don't care. I want to use what little platform I have to get 10 of you to come with me to the next protest and stand in front of our monuments. Say, nah, not today. Throwing graffiti on this monument, tearing down this monument of a man better than you. And it's not just the man. It's not about the man. Think about the person that created that art. Think about the men who gave up the hours of their lives to build that. All for it to be replaced by a black butthole. That's a real thing, by the way. That's not like a racial statement. That's what they did. Look it up. Almost as a giant FU. Like, we will tear down your heroes and we will replace them with our asshole. That's what we think of this country. And I'm just sick of it. So I will take what little platform I have, and I will sit here and I will beg you. I will beg you not to come to my shows, not to pay for a Patreon, not to make me famous, to help me inspire other people to stand up for themselves. To stand in front of what they are trying to destroy and say, no, the free ride is over. We gave you a decade of pushing, never pushing back. Well, it's time for us to be the wall. We keep waiting for somebody else to do it. We cannot wait any longer. No. Give me 10 of you. And let us be the rock upon which this red wave breaks. Or in this country, it's a blue wave, I suppose. Confusing people. Because the communist reds are the Democrat blues here in America. No. They do not get to walk through our cities and intimidate our brothers and sisters. They do not get to destroy what our neighbors built. No. I'm sorry. I'm not okay with it. I can't get over it. I can't get over COVID. I can't get over how they locked us down while they released their goons on every city in America. Unleashed. I don't think released is a word. I don't know what's going on today. I can't get over it. I can't move past it. I can't get over the intense feeling that they stole the 2020 election. I can't get over the fact that they stopped counting votes. And then when they came back, 800,000 votes were counted in another direction. I can't get over the fact that they want us to believe that a 20-year-old goober with a bicycle and a 5-foot ladder was able to defeat the entire security apparatus of the United States. To come a half inch away from murdering the candidate that they don't want in. I can't get over it. Because something deep inside me is saying this is an evil that needs to be fought. And since they want, and again, I'm not a religious man. But since they want, they must see some power in religion. They must see some power in Christianity because they mock it every chance they can. Every second they can to denigrate Christianity or specifically Jesus, they take it. So they must see some power in it. And it makes me wonder, Isaiah 6:8. And then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? And who will go for us? And I said, here I am, Lord. Send me. Send me. I'll stand and stop them from burning the flag that my forefathers, my family members, were willing to die to defend. And if there's consequences for that, so be it. I'll stand and stop as many of them as I can from tearing down statues that they did not build. I promise you, I want to save this country more than they want to destroy it. I just need 10 of you who agree with me. Who will they send? Send us. Who are we waiting for? All these years later, we're still waiting for the cavalry. My brothers, we are the cavalry. I think it has to be this way. And I don't want violence. I want to be very clear. I do not want violence. I do not want any aggression. It is a First Amendment right to assemble and protest. These people have every right to assemble and protest. They have every right to their opinion, as we have to our disapproval of their opinion. But they do not have the right to bully and intimidate our neighbors. They do not have the right to destroy the livelihoods of our brothers and sisters. They do not have the right to burn, break, or loot. They do not have the right to desecrate what they did not build. They do not have the right to tear down. They do not have the right to destroy. And if our armed forces, our police apparatuses, our security, our state, if our state will not protect the common good, then we have to. If our state shows zero interest in protecting our nation from the people that would do it harm, then we have to. We have to want to save America as bad as they want to destroy it. We have to be willing to stop them from doing what they want to do. And you know it. You know it. You know it in your heart they want to destroy it. Go ahead with the comments, Skylar.
Yes, so Uncircumcised Circus mentions even Russian citizens don't tear down their past communist statues.
History. You can't tear down history. It's not yours. It's not yours to destroy. It's not for you to say. I thought this was democracy. I thought the whole point of this was stopping fascism. But here you are destroying history, memory holding, truth, using propaganda to distort reality, manipulating, intimidating, bullying, othering. You're not the good guys. They are not the good guys. But what happens when the good guys do nothing? Is it enough for you just to be like, well, I'm on the right side of history. I'm one of the good guys. Bolshevik Revolution was in 1918, I believe. The Soviet Union fell in 1989. So yeah, evil runs its course. It just takes 80 years, 70 years. That's your life? You want to spend the rest of your life under a totalitarian communist regime? You want no say? All because you were afraid to stand up? You were afraid to push back when we could have? What happens when there's no Second Amendment? What happens when there's no First Amendment? The Democrats are engaged in lawfare. They don't care. They had a show trial for the former president of the United States, a billionaire. Powerful, famous, influential. And they still convicted him. What chance do you have against that? And now they want to rig the Supreme Court on top of it? What chance do you stand? If not now, there will not be another chance in the future. You don't think for the last 4 years of Biden, with how corrupt they've been, with the stuff we know about, think about the things that we don't know. Who are the people that they've been hiring for the last 4 years? Who do you think they're going to hire for the next 6 months? They're going to get rid of everybody in government that isn't a far left extremist. They're going to get rid of everybody that isn't 100% on their side. All the way down to the people who take your tolls. Every level of government is going to have been corruption. I promise you that. Because commies have a playbook. How have I been right about so much for the last 10 years? How have I been right? How do I have receipts that I've been right? Because they have a playbook. I study the playbook. It's like a quarterback just watching film. Teams have tendencies. How do I know this pitcher's going to throw a slider on 0-2? Because he has tendencies. 9 out of 10 times, 0-2 to a righty, he throws a slider. Commies have a playbook. They have tendencies. They do the same things over and over because they work. They work. So we know what they're going to do. We know what they're doing right now. They're infiltrating every single layer of our government, of our schools. Listen to the teachers union talk. The teachers union sounds like there's something straight out of a Bolshevik revolution. These are the people in charge of forming the minds of our next generations. Far left extremists that you can't fire. It's the things you don't think about, guys. What do you think Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have been doing with school curriculum? What do you think the Department of Education has been doing with curriculum for the last 4 years? What do you think every book your kids are going to read are going to say about history? That's coming from the top. It's the little things that we don't think about. Soros realized how expensive it was to buy a senator, so he just bought every DA. It's the little things you don't think about. Who cares who makes the laws? It's who prosecutes the laws. Now there's no bail in major cities. Guys can go out and commit violent crimes 3-4 times a day. Push people in front of the subway in New York and be out by dinner. But a 60-year-old grandma who walked through the Capitol on January 6th does 6 months in solitary confinement with cancer. They're making a statement. That's a statement. Membership has its perks. You're either with us or you're against us. I'm telling you guys, people think this thing's in the bag for Donnie. You are so you need to put your foot on the gas. Go ahead.
So John Galati mentions, when we go in G, I may be old and broken, but I'm with you.
Hey, John, I'd stand next to you 100 times out of 100, bro. We're not looking to do anything. We're hoping reason prevails. All we are is we're going to stand in front of what they destroy. So you have to go through us to destroy it. No violence. Not looking to be violent. No aggression. Not looking to be aggressive. No matter what the impulse is, of course there's an impulse towards that. Of course we'd like to teach these people a lesson. How dare you? Who do you think you are? But we have to suppress that impulse. We can't give them that photo op. We have to suppress our impulse. We have to suppress our ego. You don't get to destroy this monument today. You don't get to paint your communist slogan on my streets today. You don't get to burn down my neighbor's business today. And if you want to, you have to go through me to do it. That's what we have to do. And John, I'd be honored to stand next to you and do it. I'd be honored. Who shall I send? Send us. Send us. If nobody else is going to do it, we should do it. Help me. Let's find out when the next protest is. Let's go out there with smiles, fellowship, love for America, signs that say, hey, I don't think it's so bad here. And anything they try to destroy, we stop them. And in showing that respect and love for our country, our culture, and our future, I feel within every depth and fiber of my soul that our brothers and sisters will see us and they will join us. That the people that are afraid will come out of their homes and apartments and join us and save what these people did not build from their destruction. Show them the error of their ways. A lot of them just want to feel powerful. A lot of these are poor people, disaffected people. Outside of the people that are paid, you have 3 buckets that make up the communists. You have the rich kids who hate their parents. All of them, right? Lenin, Che Guevara, Castro, Mao, all rich kids, all well-educated. Then you have the poor people who have nothing going on, who the first bucket preys upon and manipulates and says it's not your fault, it's those people that did this to you. Help me get rid of those people and you'll have the life you deserve. And then you have the misfits in the third bucket. The misfits who wanted the prom queen, but they never could play football. And, you know, they got a degree, so they think that they should be making millions of dollars. But it's the plumber who makes $100,000 a year. But they would never be caught dead working with poop for a living. Oh, that's for the lower classes. They're narcissists. And they're often lazy. That's your third bucket. You have the ideologues, you have the manipulative, the conniving, the poor and the desperate, and the lazy narcissists. That's your communist triangle. And their enemy is the middle class, the people who just want to be left alone. But those people will break. At the first sign of resistance, they will break. They will run away. At the first sign of pushback, they'll fall apart. And even the ones that are getting paid, $15 an hour, it's not worth it. We have to want to save this country as bad as they want to destroy it. Now, I don't know functionally how to do this. I need your help. I don't even know when are these protests? Who schedules them? How do all these people know where to show up and know where to march? Are there socialist Reddit groups? I mean, they're clearly messaging. There's clearly some sort of connective organization. How do we find out? How do we know where to go? Help me with that. Some of my military buddies watching, guys who know counter intel, help me with that. And again, we will not be violent. We will not be the extremists they want to paint us as. Because we're not. We're just normal, everyday people, man. We just want this commie uprising to end. Who should we send? Send us. Send us. I'm sick of waiting. I'm sick of it. And I don't want to live in an America where it costs me $1,500 to fly from Florida to Kansas City. I can't do comedy. I can't afford to do it. I can't afford to tell jokes to you folks. I don't want to live in an America where I can't trust the air I breathe or the food I eat or the water I drink. I don't want to live in America where our farmland is bought by Bill Gates in China. I don't want to live in an America where our government so clearly sells us out to foreign entities. Our government is of the people, by the people, for the people, but it's not. Do you think it is? Do you think our government is for us right now? No, they're very much against us. We are the enemies of our government. There are people in this country, white, black, straight, gay, who are on FBI lists because they went to PTA meetings. Look it up. I am not making it up. We have to show the people it's okay. We have to show them it's okay. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be intimidated. This is not an inevitability. They do not have to win. They do not just get whatever they want. They do not get to destroy whatever they want to destroy because, well, you know, it's the summer of love. It's our racial reckoning. It's equity. It's inclusion. It's communism. And the communists don't just get to inherit America. Not without us doing something about it first. We can't sit on the sidelines anymore. We just can't. We just can't. We got to defend what's ours. Or we can't say a word when we lose it. If we're not willing to defend what we love, how can we possibly be mad or sad about losing it? Last comments here, Skylar?
Yes, Travis Rydell says that he seconds that. Ace Finn mentions it might get to the point where we might not be able to fix our country peacefully.
Well, it might, but we should try to fix it peacefully first, right? Like we should exhaust every peaceful option first, right, Ace? I totally get it. But that's what they want. That's what they want. They want an excuse to cross the Rubicon. They want an excuse to send in the UN. They want an excuse to subdue us with force. Can't give them that. But peacefully, we are allowed to defend what they want to destroy. They are allowed to protest. It's their right to protest, and we support their right. That's the part of it. We have to understand that. We have to understand that no matter how much I disagree with them, no matter how much I detest their worldview, it's their right as an American. This is what makes it beautiful. There's 330 million of us, 360 million because of illegal immigration. We're not going to get along. We are not going to agree. But we need to allow them their voice. Now, that doesn't mean we're not allowed to counter-protest. That doesn't mean we're not allowed to disagree with their voice as loudly as they speak it. That's our right. We have the right to assemble just as they have the right to assemble. We have the right to speak just as they have the right to speak. What we lack is the will. What we lack is the organization. Can't get mad at them. They're using this Constitution for what it was made. They are using the Bill of Rights. we need to as well. We need to as well. Right now, they want it more than we do. That's the bottom line. And yeah, they're using every dirty trick, sure. Sure, they got foreign money, global pressure, corrupt politicians, corrupt courts, all of it. You are right. Anybody who tells you differently is gaslighting you. All the media has their back, all the celebrities, the entire culture is the wind at their sails. No doubt about it. But we have the truth on our side. We have intuition. We have 330 million Americans who know we're right. Even the people who disagree with us know. And that's our advantage. Because we can be fervent in our beliefs. We can be sound of mind and heart because we know we're doing the right thing. Why they will break, why they will fall off is because so many of them know what they're doing isn't right. Most people don't want to be bad people. Most people want to be good people. But they do the path of least resistance. If something's making them money, like people don't want to be on EBT, but what the hell? You know, if they're going to give me the money. Path of least resistance. But if we put up just a little bit of resistance, day one, 50% fall off. I bet you. Because they don't really want to do it. It's just easy when you're winning. We have the right to assemble. We have the right to protest as well. We have the right to free speech just as they do. We have the right to public space just as they do. So on public grounds, when they want to destroy a monument, we have the right to stand between them and that monument. Peacefully. Peacefully. And I have all intentions of standing between them and that monument. If it's just me, I don't care. If it's me and John, all the better. If it's me, John, and you, Ace, now we're working towards something. I can't just let them take it and just sit here and bitch 3 times a week. I can't. I just can't. And I know what we're up against. I have no doubt in my mind we'll be railroaded. But I met Ian Smith, great guy. Look what Ian Smith stood up, did the right thing. Inspired countless others to stand up against the tyranny of the legitimately evil Phil Murphy in New Jersey. One of the most horrible human beings in the United States, Phil Murphy, the governor of New Jersey. And what he did to try to ruin a guy who kept the gym open. Wasn't selling drugs. Wasn't prostitution. Look at how they've treated Robert Menendez in New Jersey. A guy who is known to be maybe the most corrupt politician in America. Was just convicted and they're letting him run out his term until August. At which point Phil Murphy will appoint a Democrat to replace him. Maybe even his own wife. But they tried to imprison a gym owner for keeping his gym open. They tried to they filled his gym with fecal matter. These are the good guys. Covering up for a guy who was using taxpayer money to accept bribes and solicit sex from 16-year-old girls in foreign countries. That's your Senator Robert Menendez in my home state of New Jersey. They'll cover for him, but they'll try to destroy their own citizen, Ian Smith. And Ian stood up to him. He's a legend for that. In the history books, long after Ian's gone, they will say this gym owner in Belmar, New Jersey, double-barreled the state and said, I don't care, fine me. And created community for his people. And it started with just a couple people, but then the people saw what he was doing was right, what he was doing was just, and then people started driving from 2-3 hours away to work out at his gym. Because this is who we are. We know what's right. We know what's inside of us. We just have to show the others who are afraid Who should I send? Send us. Send me. That's my thoughts today. Last comments here, Skylar?
Luke himself mentioned that the house next to him went up by 385%. What in rent?
385%.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know how. Does he know anybody outside of some Bitcoin shitcoin owner that salary went up by 400%?
Oh, dude. No.
And
no
by the
clue.
way, with inflation, most people's nominal earnings, most people's earnings are down 70%. If you made $50,000 last year and you made $50,000 this year, that $50,000 is almost worth 17% less.
And we can blame Ukraine.
Well, no, you saw me getting into an argument with the
Right.
Canadians at the comedy show about this. Yeah, you can blame money printing. I think Javier Milei has all but proven that it is government spending that is the number one determinant of inflation, especially when you're the world's reserve currency. And that's the theory, by the way, behind modern monetary theory, is like inflate it to death. If you have 300 million, if you have 300 trillion in debt, make the money worth half. Then blah, blah, blah. Then you don't, but the other people aren't stupid. Yeah. Then your other trading partners go, no, I want $600 a barrel for the oil. You know, like, because the money has to mean
they
something.
Account for the inflation.
It's insanity. Go ahead. Who else?
Yeah, I think Luke himself mentioned no bail was a corruption of wanting constitutional bail. The people wanted the courts to stop setting bail at 10 to 20 times higher than a person could afford, forcing a loan.
Yep. Overcorrection. A lot of what's happened in our quote unquote social justice reckoning is an overcorrection. Ron Paul had a great quote about Bernie Sanders, who people don't realize Bernie Sanders, the whole love revolution, completely stole Ron Paul's presidential campaign. Stole it. Stole all of the marketing, stole all of the points, stole all of it, and then just turned it, like they always do, to a communist solutions. And Ron Paul had a great saying about communists and Bernie Sanders in particular. And he goes, the problem is they diagnose every problem right. They diagnose every problem right. And then they offer worse solutions. That's the truth of it. He's like, the problem is the communists diagnose every problem right. It's not the solutions they offer are worse. I think that was a pretty good Ron Paul. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the truth. The commies aren't wrong about corporate greed necessarily. The commies aren't wrong about how hard the impoverished have it in this country. It's the solutions that they offer. Which all, by the way, have you ever noticed that every communist solution boils down to give me all your money and I'll fix it? Isn't that weird? We need to stop climate change. How do we stop climate change? 90% carbon tax. Everything's carbon. Like I'm carbon. Yep. So if I give you all my money, you'll fix the weather? By the way, Kamala Harris, one of the only senators to sign off on the Green New Deal. Enjoy that. She's going to be president, guys. Unless we really kick it into high gear, unless we do something, this machine is strong. We are up against the greatest dark global power the world has ever seen. The Blob, the Leviathan, the Deep State, the Illuminati, the Bilderberg, whatever you want to call it. It is a global, it is well-funded, well-coordinated, well-oiled machine that gets what they want in every election from freaking Cambodia to Camden, New Jersey. They got their hands in every pot. They don't ask questions. They own the media. They own reality. They own reality. Don't you think the biggest story of the last 20 years would be finding out how the hell somebody knew to short 100,000 stocks of Donald Trump's entertainment company the morning he survived an assassination attempt? Isn't that the biggest story, like, in American history? The guy survives an assassination attempt, but there was somebody connected with BlackRock shorted his stock that morning? That's not the biggest story in the world. Like, every journalist, every detective, every freaking Reddit nerd, every Reddit autistic isn't out there like trying to figure out how that we're just going with it's a coincidence. We're just going with it's a coincidence. We're going with a 20-year-old goober with a bicycle and a 5-foot ladder beat the entire United States security apparatus. Just him. Okay. Oh, and it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence that somebody shorted the stock that morning. Coincidence. Crazy coincidence. Oh, and then it's a coincidence the sitting president went missing for a week, resigned via letter. Like he was Millard Fillmore. My dearest Jillian, I regret to inform thee I shan't be seeking my party's nomination for president. And then Kamala just gets coronated. Just you're the candidate. They've been lecturing us about preserving democracy for 4 years. And then they tell their own people, F off, you don't get to vote, losers. We'll tell you who to vote for. In the federal election, you don't get to vote in the primary, nerds. And all these Democrat losers like, it's okay, I love her. She's black and woman. Yay. What nerds. Man, they got those Kamala campaign ads out quick, didn't they? Whoo. And then all the media, out of nowhere. No, she has not. No, she didn't screw up the border. No. No, she doesn't have the furthest left voting record of all. No. The whole thing with Willie Brown, hey, if you ask that question, it's because you're racist and sexist, okay? You just hate women, okay? So what? She gave a little head to get ahead. So what? Who hasn't? Ask Matt Rife. We're not asking any questions about that. We're not asking any questions. We don't even care that we have a communist in Trudeau, a legit communist who looks exactly like Castro to our north, and now we have a communist female to our south. 31 assassinations in the Mexican elections. 31? Is that crazy? And a woman who's an unashamed communist. Communist to the north, communist to the south, communist running for president. Nobody wants to ask a question about that? After the leaked audio of Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum, I think 2 years ago, we have people in every cabinet in the world. All of our young leaders are in every cabinet in the world of the G20. Jesus Christmas.
Looks like Gabe or Eric says Klaus Schwab would call it synchronicity.
By the way, the fourth industrial revolution is written at a third grade reading level. Read it. They tell you what they're looking to do. They tell you what... When they said you will own nothing and be happy, and everybody wonders why, housing prices are $400,000.
It's the greedy conglomerates, right?
Yeah. No, it's the first time anybody ever wanted profit. First time anybody ever figured out profit. Klaus Schwab says you will own nothing and be happy, and the United States will not be a superpower. We definitely don't own nothing. We're not happy. What's next on that list? Guys, they have a playbook. You just got to watch the film, guys. You got to be like Tom Brady. You just got to watch the film. You got to watch the tape. God forbid doing your own research. I know the New York Times says don't do your own research. Don't do your own research. I'm on one today. What is this, an hour 15? It's supposed to be 45 minutes. We'll be back Wednesday. If there's any other comments, let's read them. Thank you guys for your comments. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back Wednesday at 3:30. Check out TeleRx. It helps me a lot if you do, and it helps you a lot because you get 20% off of all of your medical needs. TeleRx.com. Use code SNT. That's TELYRX.com. Buy from them. It helps me. It helps me help you. And guys, give me 10. Give me 10 men. Give me 10 men willing to be the wall. They do not get to destroy what isn't theirs to destroy. They don't get to have it this easy anymore. They don't just get to burn the flag with nobody stepping in to stop it. Help me. Tell me where they'll be, and I'll go there. And if 10 of you come with me, great. And we will not be violent. Will not be aggressive. We hope cooler heads will prevail. But we will use our right to assemble, and we will use our right to have our voice heard. And we will be as loud as they are. And we will be as passionate in our cause as they are in theirs. And we will do everything we can to save America. Because we know they will do everything they can to destroy it. Let's read the last couple comments and get out of here.
Luke himself, he mentioned it's not exactly inflation. That's part of it, but the corporations working together to jack up prices for record profits using the excuse of slightly higher fuel costs.
Yes and no. It depends. But government colluding with corporations to subdue market opportunities and competition. There's a term for that. It's called fascism. But go on.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, guys. This was great. I guess I'll see you guys Wednesday, 3:30. We're going to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3:30. We're going to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3:30. Skylar, thank you so much for all your help today, guys. Thank you guys so much for all your comments. This was great. Let's stay in touch, and let's be that wall, guys. Let's be the cavalry. When they ask, who should I send, we respond, send us. Gerard Michaels, for you. You guys, I'll see you Wednesday. Peace.